Welcome to Direct Hit, powered by Tourism Australia. There's such a history to India-Australia cricket. There's so many performances that you can remember that we thought rather than have this big debate about which was superior to the other, you can't compare across eras, we'd split it into pre-2000 and post-2000. So here's my selection of outstanding Indian performances versus Australia pre-2000. I'll start with Vijay Hazare. Adelaide 1948, first time India's touring after independence against a huge Australian side, didn't score many hundreds overseas in those days, and he got 100 in each innings in Adelaide. I went there many years later when old-timers still remembered Vijay Hazare. It was wonderful to see Virat Kohli go back there in 2014 and score a century in each inning. So that is my first memory. The second, again from well before I was born, but India's first test win, and a name that always comes in history but is never really very well known, Jasu Patel, 14 for 124 in Kanpur. He took 9 in an innings, Richie Benaud's side, and India finally learned what it was to beat Australia. It must have been something that day. G.S. Ramchand, I think, was captain, so that's my second memory. Then India go to Australia in 1978. So depleted Australian side, but India lost the first test, lost the second test, and then my idol B.S. Chandrasekhar started to bowl. 6 for 52 in the first innings, 6 for 52 in the second innings, 12 wickets for an Indian spinner overseas. That was in Melbourne, and India won the test match in 1978. So that's my third memory. Every time I see Chandrasekhar, I bow and I say, "Sir, 12 for 104. We used to copy his action. He'd start like this and he'd walk 3 steps. And I don't know how many times. I must have done it 500 times, copied his bowling action. So that was number 3. Then we move on. 1986, there's a tied test. So much drama around it. Great batting on either side. Dean Jones, Kapil Dev, fine spin bowling. India almost there. Shastri takes a single to level the scores. Should he have stayed a little longer to hit 2? No. His first objective was to ensure India didn't lose. And then that big legend, did Maninder Singh edge the ball onto his pad when Vikram Raju gave him out LBW? It'll never be answered, I guess. So that was number 4. And then one of the great moments in Indian cricket history, forget India versus Australia, that came at Melbourne in 1981 when Kapil Dev, who couldn't take the field the previous day because he had a sprained thigh, comes in the next morning and bowls unchanged to take 5 for 28 and allow India to level a series against a very strong Australian side. There you are, my 5 memories, but I have one more. I always do. I have one more. I remember on my first tour of Australia, Tendulkar's first tour of Australia, and everyone sort of feeling their way around. India down 3-0 in the series, go to Perth, fiery track, ball is bouncing high, 5'5" young man gets on top of the bounce and plays some of the most exquisite, delectable shots. And my memory, all India-Australia matches pre-2000, for that matter post-2000 as well, is the Tendulkar century in Perth.